Welcome back to The Explainer. Today, we're stepping right into the thick, palpable darkness of a moonless Caribbean night. We're breaking down the anatomy of a legendary thriller, Richard Connell's absolute classic, The Most Dangerous Game. We are going to explore how this completely isolated, eerie setting, known as Ship Trap Island, sets the stage for the ultimate psychological showdown. I mean, it's a literal masterclass in suspense, and we're going to map the whole shebang out right here.
Okay, let's dive into this. The story kicks off aboard a yacht, where two big-game hunters, Sanger Rainsford and Whitney, are peering into a darkness so thick, Rainsford actually compares it to moist, black velvet. Whitney notes that even vision is completely useless out there. He says you can't even see 4 miles or so through a moonless Caribbean night. But it's not just the dark that's unsettling. Whitney brings up this creepy sailor lore surrounding their location, Ship Trap Island. It's a curious, tangible dread that even the tough-minded captain feels. It's an atmosphere that's practically broadcasting vibrations of evil.
And right off the bat, before the real terror even begins, Rainsford completely dismisses the feelings of the animals they hunt. He claims the world's basically divided into two distinct classes, the hunters and the huntees. Which brings us to the core question of this entire explainer. Would you rather be the hunter or the hunted? Keep that in the back of your mind as we go, because our protagonist is about to find out exactly how quickly those roles can flip.
Welcome to Ship Trap Island. The inciting incident here hits incredibly hard and fast. After hearing 3 mysterious pistol shots echoing in the distance, Rainsford loses his balance on the yacht's rail and just plunges right into the blood-warm waters of the Caribbean, totally alone.
Now, what's really interesting about this slide is... Actually, scratch that. What's really interesting about this concept is the word quarry, the hunted target. Up until this exact moment in Rainsford's life, he's only ever been the one pursuing the quarry. But as he swims toward that ominous island, the universe is about to completely redefine this word for him.
After a really desperate swim, Rainsford finally drags himself onto a jagged, rocky shore. The next day, he's looking around and finds a patch of crushed jungle weeds, stained crimson, and an empty .22 cartridge. He notes that whoever the hunter was, they must have had incredible nerve to tackle a large beast with such a genuinely light gun. He follows a set of hunting boot prints along the cliff, which lead him to something completely unbelievable in this trackless wilderness. A massive, palatial chateau with pointed towers, and it's guarded by a towering, totally silent man named Ivan, who is holding a revolver directly at Rainsford's heart.
Part 2, The Civilized Savage. Inside this massive chateau, we finally meet the mastermind. On one side, we have Sanger Rainsford. He's a confident, celebrated big-game hunter from New York, a guy who really relies on his intellect and his global experience. On the other side, we have his host, General Zaroff. Zaroff is this striking, incredibly wealthy, aristocratic Cossack. He's a man whose entire life has literally been one prolonged hunt, but he recently reached a tragic breaking point for a hunter: perfection. He always got his quarry, and eventually the hunt just began to bore him. Why? Because animal instinct was simply no match for his human reason.
And this is where the terrifying irony of General Zaroff is fully revealed. See, Zaroff preserves the absolute finest amenities of civilization. We're talking custom London suits, vintage champagne, reading classical philosophy, the whole 9 yards. Yet beneath this highly cultured veneer is a brutally savage reality. To cure his boredom, he realized he needed a new animal, an animal that could actually reason. So, he needed to hunt humans. It's a brilliant, completely twisted juxtaposition of a man who looks entirely civilized on the outside, but is fundamentally devoid of humanity on the inside.
Part 3, Rules of the Game.
When Rainsford finally pieces together what is happening and calls it cold-blooded murder, Zaroff genuinely laughs. He tells Rainsford that his views on the value of human life are naive and mid-Victorian. He tells Rainsford, life is for the strong, to be lived by the strong, and, if needs be, taken by the strong. Zaroff truly, deeply believes that his aristocratic background and sheer physical strength grant him the absolute divine right to control and hunt whoever he deems weak.
Which prompts a massive ethical question for all of us to consider. Does power change people, or does it just reveal who they truly are? I mean, has Zaroff's extreme wealth and absolute isolation on Ship Trap Island corrupted him? Or did it just strip away the disguise of civilization to show the monster that was always hiding underneath?
So the crucial point is, how does this grotesque hobby actually work? Well, Rainsford is forced into the arena. The quarry is supplied with hunting clothes, food, a knife, and a 3-hour head start. Zaroff follows at dusk, armed only with a small automatic pistol just to keep things what he sickeningly calls sporting. If the quarry can manage to evade Zaroff for 3 full days, they win their freedom. And if they refuse to play, well, they're handed over to the giant Ivan, who has his own brutal, torturous ideas for sport. Obviously, Rainsford realizes he has absolutely no choice.
Part 4. 3 Days of Survival.
The hunt is officially on, and the story violently shifts gears. It goes from a creepy psychological thriller right into a high-stakes, ticking-clock survival documentary. I want you to put yourself in his moccasins for a second. If you were trapped in a trackless jungle with a master tracker right on your heels, what 3 items would you want? And maybe more importantly, which survival skill do you think actually keeps you alive out there? Intelligence, courage, or raw instinct? Rainsford is going to need to summon all 3.
And this brilliantly illustrates how Rainsford instantly evolves from a panicked victim straight into a tactical survivor. He doesn't just run blindly, he fights back using his vast global hunting expertise. Step 1. He weaves this intricate looping trail to confuse his pursuer. When he realizes Zaroff is just playing with him, he builds a Malay man-catcher, basically triggering a massive dead tree to fall. Next, near the oozing quicksand of Death Swamp, he digs a Burmese tiger pit filled with sharpened stakes. Finally, he creates a spring-loaded trap using a tied-back sapling and his only weapon, the Ugandan knife trick.
Let's look at how the stakes escalate. On day 1, Zaroff actually tracks Rainsford right to his hiding spot in a tree, smiles, and just walks away. He's playing cat and mouse, intentionally saving Rainsford for another day of sport. But later that exact same day, Rainsford's Malay man-catcher injures Zaroff's shoulder, proving that Rainsford is a highly dangerous adversary. On day 2, the Burmese tiger pit doesn't get Zaroff, but it does kill one of his prized hunting hounds. By day 3, the tension is just maxed out. Zaroff brings Ivan and the entire Bang pack of hounds. The Ugandan knife trick successfully kills Ivan, but the hounds are closing in fast. Out of options, with the sea crashing 20 feet below, Rainsford takes a desperate leap off the cliff into the churning ocean. Zaroff stops at the cliff edge, assumes Rainsford chose suicide, and casually goes home to a very good dinner.
Part 5. Hunter becomes the hunted. Zaroff retires to his locked bedroom, deliciously tired. He turns on the light and is absolutely shocked to find a man hiding in the curtains. Rainsford swam back. Zaroff actually congratulates him on winning the game, but Rainsford delivers the coldest line of the entire story. "I am still a beast at bay. Get ready, General Zaroff." The game isn't over. It's a fight for survival to the very bitter end.
Let's move to the ending and see how this builds a complete thematic arc. At the beginning of our explainer, on the yacht, Rainsford was this arrogant hunter who believed animals had absolutely no understanding of fear or death. But now, after days of being the literal prey, Rainsford states he knows exactly how a terrified animal at bay feels. His entire worldview has been permanently, brutally shattered and reshaped by Zaroff's horrifying game.
We know from the final sentence of the text that Rainsford wins the duel and sleeps soundly in Zaroff's incredibly comfortable bed that night. But it leaves us with a lingering, unsettling thought to close out this explainer. Who is truly more dangerous, the hunter or the person who enjoys the hunt? Did Rainsford simply defeat a monster to survive? Or, by playing the game to its lethal end and enjoying the spoils, did he actually become one himself? Think about that next time you step into the woods. Thanks for joining me for this breakdown of the most dangerous game. Stay curious, and I'll catch you on the next explainer.